Hello, welcome to the Johnny Come Latelys, episode 22. I am Monadrew, and with me is
Cambrian, hello.
Cambrian, neither dreaded nor glamorous this time, just Cam.
No, just stressed for some reason with this.
Yeah, God, just for the benefit of anyone watching, we seem to be having Skype issues like every single week. Like it's mainly your audio.
It's definitely on my side.
Yeah.
I think it because with my other shows,
hmm
it's just not playing ball for some reason.
Yeah, so we're using ye old Facebook Messenger video this time, which is
Like
something
a couple of
I kind of never use. There's like
yeah.
one friend I know who uses it on occasion, and he just kind of calls out the blue sometimes, but
Ah,
that's about it.
I use it sometimes to call my folks
hmm
in the current climate that things are. At least I can move around during the.
That's kind of cool. Well, I'm still using the computer, so there we go. Man, I hope this is recording, actually. I didn't actually do a test recording. I think it should be fine, though it usually is, so...
Yeah.
If not, I'll just shoot myself later.
No.
So how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just trying to find a place I can put this down where I don't look like a giant.
It's fine. You look imposing and intimidating.
I'm lording.
Actually, what you remind me of is in the old some of the old '60s Doctor Who's, especially Dalek Invasion of Earth. I think it was on a commentary, or might have been a making of on one of the DVDs. They mentioned that the director would always shoot the Daleks from like below to make them seem like more imposing, because when you shoot them at level or above, you just kind of realize how fucking tiny they are.
Yeah, actually, I can see that. That's the thing with Daleks. Obviously, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, as is yourself,
Yeah,
especially the old series, or only the old series.
pretty much exclusively. Yeah.
Yeah, the Daleks themselves are kind of dumb, but
Mm.
they're really cool at the same time.
God, I remember when I was like, oh, I don't know, 12 or something. Probably wasn't 12, but for some reason, when I think of childhood stories, I always just say 12. But I remember going to like the convention at Longleat when they used to have them. I
Mm,
don't know if they still do. It was definitely a thing, and they did in the old days before the series came back. I don't know if it's still a
mm,
thing, but yeah, I went to one of the conventions, and they had like people's Daleks that they made, but they were pretty much all homemade ones, but they were to the exact specifications.
yeah.
And even me as a kid, I was the height of one of them.
Some of those specification things though actually look really cool.
Oh yeah, well,
Like,
God, for some reason I got in my head years and years ago that I was gonna like build one.
yeah, same.
I never got any further than like basically cutting out some of the panels, but I did have like some of the downloaded plans for that, so those are pretty cool. I still have them somewhere. Like who knows, I might go mad and just make it a project.
For the longest time, I wanted a TARDIS console in my room.
Yeah,
So instead of making the Dalek, which I also did toy with making,
I made
I
a
was going to
box of
make a
one.
console. What Dalek one?
Yeah, it wasn't that good. It was mostly just it was mostly just a box, very crudely shaped.
That's cool though.
So how'd the console go?
the it's nowhere near. Like we pretty much, because it was me and my dad more than anything who wanted to do it.
hmm
We wrote up plans and what we would need, and then went nowhere with it at all, which is a shame. I think we moved or something, and I ended up getting a much smaller bedroom because the one I had as a young child was massive.
Yeah.
So I could have had that just sat in the middle. That would have been cool as fuck. I still might one day.
I could probably fit a console in this one, but that's about it. I wouldn't be able to do any gym stuff.
But this is it. Jim is a bit needy in space.
Yeah, although I tell you
Champion
what.
champion of Capoeira.
Oh, I'm trying to think which one Spartacus or Crix is. What's the
No,
Hercules?
Jim.
Oh, Jim.
Jim.
God. No one will understand that reference.
Unless you've seen that Spartacus episode in your other channel, I think it is.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of the other channel, despite the fact I've made the Johnny Come Lately's podcast channel to put these on. I'm actually just going to start uploading them on there as well, because there's only a few subscribers on this one, and for some reason I'm actually gaining subscribers on the other channel, despite the fact I rarely upload anything. So I'm just going to start putting these on here and the other channel at the same time. I'll just like use one as kind of an archive.
Yeah, might as well.
Like,
that's kind of cool.
I know there's a few people on the other one at least watching my stuff. Don't know why. As I said, barely upload on there, but.
Do you know, I've not checked mine in a while. No. I think the only video that ever got anywhere near like a fair bloody few views was I did a parody song. Yeah. My partner's massive into Overwatch, and I can do a good impression of a character on that. For those who do know, called Junkrat.
Yeah, I remember the video now.
Yeah, and that got about 10,000 views actually. It had like 4 comments, so it's like I expected more. It was 10,000. One of which was, "This is so cringe," and it made my partner very upset. And it's like, well, it's the internet. That's as nice as it can be, really.
Yeah, do you know what? That's probably one of the better comments you're likely to get overall on fucking like YouTube of all things.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cesspool sometimes. I
have this one video on my channel which views are in the tens of thousands. It gets comments almost every week as well.
Nice.
But it's just it's just like an extract from another video I was making, which was going to be on hognose snake care. But the extract is me getting bitten by one of the bastard snakes, so I just uploaded that as a separate thing, and that's the most popular thing on my channel because people keep watching it.
It's gone viral somehow.
Yeah, the comments I love are the people going like, "Oh my god, you gonna die," and "Is it poisonous?" And "Are you still alive?" It's like, yeah. I mean,
no, that's why it's been uploaded.
Yeah, I mean, I never reply to them, but yeah. And occasionally I get some smart ass going, "Well, technically the snake isn't venomous in that sense because that's awesome." But
actually,
yeah, but yeah, that's that's the most popular video I've ever done. I think the one I did, which was like a mock of Chills from Top 15's got a few views on it.
Nice. I like that video actually. We were watching a Chills earlier today, and there was just one of his comments because he's now doing live reactions to things, and it's it's bizarre.
I haven't caught up with him in a while, so I wasn't sure what he was doing.
He really does speak like that as well, like because you always expect it because with it being pre-recorded, just narration over it. He's just poor at editing. No, he really does sound exactly like that.
I'm gonna react to this thing. I'm not reacting.
His reactions are awful as well. It's like, "Did you see that? Oh my god, I'm gonna go back. There is a light there. We're watching it. It's like you are, Chills." Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He's so sedate.
I hate him. I honestly hate him, but that's oddly why I watch him as well.
Yeah, I mean, this was me. I was probably slightly more innocent at the time. You know, I actually felt a bit bad about some of the mocking things I was doing about him, but it's exactly what he sounds like. It's like, "You wouldn't expect this to happen, but on this occasion, this thing happened."
It did. I think that I always use the example because this is a legitimate thing that he once said on one of his videos about a weird light that appears. What was it? It could either be a dust particle or a gateway to another dimension. It's like no in between. Then Chills. Yeah. It's either something horribly fantastical or a bit of dust. Fucking psychopath.
Yeah, I like the ones which are. It's probably not just him on his own. It's probably some of the comments he's reading from where he's getting these videos from. But it's just like massive inference. It's like these people could just be talking, or they could be confessing to horrific crimes.
Yeah. It's like, because he does no research whatsoever. He does say that he does, but no. I've seen videos he's posted that have been disproved.
Yeah,
and he's like,
this is pathetically nerdy about a certain topic, but he did one which was like on ship crashes. One of them was like, "This smaller boat smashed into the side of this bigger boat," and it's like, no, motherfucker, that's a tug. That's what they do. They push ships. 5 seconds, you'd know that. Like, just look it up.
It's to help turn the boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, so it'll, like, nudge it with.
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
what they're designed to do. They're designed to like just sort of push it, like push ships into like directions.
You see, I have no knowledge on boats, and I still,
Yeah.
still, he's just bizarre. I don't get him, and I don't get his popularity. He's got millions of views, and his music videos.
He does music videos.
You've not seen them? Oh God!
Fuck, I'll have to watch them.
I watched half of one because I was curious. And even though he ends his videos, if you're curious about what I look like, visit my Instagram. He posts his picture all over the place. It doesn't. You don't need to visit his Instagram.
Yeah, although I haven't watched him, I do watch a few different commentary YouTubers, and I've seen videos them talking about him, and his face is just on the fucking thumbnails anyway.
Yeah, like, I mean, his songs are on the thumbnails and everything, and he's singing them. But one of them was Siren Head, and legitimately, it goes a little bit like this: Siren Head, Siren Head. If you sleep, you'll soon be dead. No joke. Those are the actual lyrics. Siren Head, which is another creepypasta from the internet.
Yeah.
He believes exists 100%, which is bizarre. Like those fucking morons that believe Slenderman wants them to kill everyone else.
God, yeah, I watched a video about that recently. It was like, proof of Slenderman. The thing that everyone who knows about him knows it was like a creative writing project.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind. We were going to go. Well, we went to see the movie as it was coming out, which was called Slenderman, and the idea itself as a story is pretty cool. It's just, as with most things, fans have ruined it, and as with this as well, a certain fan ruined the movie because they had to cut out so much of it because it was during a time somebody had killed or sacrificed another girl.
It might have been the two girls who tried to murder another girl.
Yeah, that was. Or did they not succeed? I didn't look.
They didn't succeed. They were like pretty horribly injured, though.
And it was all in the name of Slenderman.
Yeah.
Do you know? I understand people who are just brain damaged more than or mentally insane than that sort of thing. At least they have some sort of excuse. That sounded horribly offensive, but. It's true.
No, it's fine. I know the kids were probably like, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something. That will go 12 again. Apparently all children are 12 years old. But, things like that, when young people and teenagers do stupid shit like that, it always rings in my head when I'm thinking about other people who think the voting age should be lowered. It's like, no, young people are fucking morons.
Yeah. Yeah, or they live in this country as well, so they don't pay tax, like, fuck them. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Majority of them aren't responsible for anything in their life.
Yeah, but they can make other decisions, like,
life-altering decisions, apparently.
Yeah. Again, no comment.
It's probably the same. We probably come across this at work sometimes when you're going through people's personal information to check things. It's like, oh, really? 17. I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah. You already know everything about the world, do you? Okay.
I mean, to be fair, I did as well. I thought that when I was a kid. It's just a young person thing.
Yeah.
It's when it's the older people enabling that shit and saying, "Oh no, they're right. We should allow them the power to do things and make decisions about government and world." And no, fuck off.
Yeah, and then you've got Greta on TV. I've got no opinion at all. I'm not about to say something horribly offensive or anything. I just think it's another in a line of bullshit.
Well,
really, for me.
To use my partner's least favorite phrase of mine again, I just see her as a meat puppet. It's just there to spout opinions for people to agree with and viewpoints.
Who's reading out a script written by someone else?
Yeah,
almost certainly. I guarantee it. If I'm wrong, then excellent. That would be awesome. But.
And the people just use people, especially when it comes to politics, like tend to use children as a shield. It's like, you disagree, that means you hate and you're bullying this girl. It's like, no, it's just.
Incidentally, I do hate kids, so
yeah.
It's too many of them. I've decided no children for me. May get a dog.
I've been thinking about that recently. A dog or a cat.
Yeah.
My place isn't completely pet proof yet, and We mentioned the Dalek earlier. I might even consider that as a new project because I was at B&Q today to get like some DIY supplies because I still got a bit of roof work to do.
Hmm.
And I was just thinking, wow, I could actually pretty much everything I need is in B&Q for me to start building a Dalek if I wanted.
You should totally do it. That'd be
Like,
great.
got like the plywood, the casters, the different tools. I could probably do that.
That'd be baller. Definitely do it.
Because they are actually kind of diminutive, I could fit one in here.
Yeah, yeah. You'd need to make your doors little arches that are automatic as well. That'd be
Oh,
cool
they've
as
got
hell.
that sound effect that they constantly reuse, like.
Yeah. Nothing beats the sound effect of the Autons' total annihilation.
It's kind of like a weird didgeridoo.
The Autons were cool though, especially when they first appeared in Spearhead in Space. It was a bit like Michael Myers walking around trying to kill everyone.
Yeah,
It was mid.
I like the fact that they didn't talk except like the ones that were kind of pretending to be human. I'd say
Yeah,
that's one thing Terror of the Autons kind of ruined. It was good that they brought the Master in, but they did have some talking Autons, and it kind of removes the menace slightly from them.
I'll be honest. If that didn't have the first Delgado story, it would have been one of the weakest Third Doctor stories, in my opinion.
Yeah, do you know, I was watching that recently, and I kind of agree with you.
Yeah,
Because a lot
because
of it's a retread from Spearhead.
yeah,
And it's
there's
nothing
not.
particularly special, except it introduces the Master and Joe Grant, who's one of the better companions.
Oh, Jo was mint as well. Yeah, and she was one of the few companions that the Doctor seemed to kind of get sad when he left her.
I had a kind of affection for, but not
It,
a
it
let's
wasn't like a
make out.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a fireworks kind of affection.
the only one that had anything like that, apart from Rose,
Mm.
was probably Leela
Mm.
or Leah. Sorry, because he leaves her, and even then he's just like goodbye, savage. But it's because she leaves with another Gallifreyan, not a Time Lord, a Gallifreyan.
Yeah, which came from fucking
Um,
nowhere.
it was bizarre. It was a bit like Perry leaving with.
Brian Blessed.
Uh, Apparently, they wanted to make that different. Perry was actually going to die, and that was a
Yeah,
fictitious story.
she was gonna stay dead, but like that whole last season of trying with the trial of the Time Lord was like such a mess, and then the final two episodes, like I think was it Robert Holmes died,
Yeah,
and then they had to rewrite a lot of stuff, and then someone at one point, it might even been Colin Baker. It's like, well, you know, since we're like retconning everything that happened, you know, does that mean Perry's alive? And I thought, okay, we'll just throw in a line about that.
it's so ridiculous though. Like, oh man, that Trial of the Time Lords. I don't like it very much, but it's fine. It's just very long, and you really need to watch it in parts. The Castaban though,
Yeah,
that was a neat idea. I have to be honest.
it's a neat
It
idea.
wasn't
They never
explored.
did really anything with. Again, there was like slight nods to an evil incarnation of the Doctor, even in the modern series, but they never.
Yeah. The one of the best ideas, because Matt Smith, in my opinion, was the best of the modern era, apart from
Absolutely.
John Hurt. Yeah, like John Hurt's just probably near the tippy top, to be honest with you. But Matt Smith's episode with the Dream Doctor
That's the
entity,
Dream Lord. Yeah, that's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
I honestly thought that's such a good idea, but the actor they got to play him was such a little dweeby, fucking irritating. Like they ruined it entirely. If they picked somebody, if they got Robert England, I mean, you've won, because it is basically Freddie. But I think that would have been nice to have been going on throughout the series, so you hear like voices and stuff, so the Doctors get like a bit of inner turmoil going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be nice a little bit to have hinted that it was his previous or future incarnations giving him advice.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's actually just a Dream Lord or whatever it is. But again, I think the actor was the weakest thing about it, because when you saw him and he's acting threatening, you think, even Matt Smith, the skinny bastard, could beat the shit out of you. Like, stop it.
Oh, I miss Smith.
He was a lot of fun, and I remember kicking up a massive fuss when he got announced. thinking he looks awful. I'm pretty sure I even called him the Elephant Man at one point, John Hurt. Nice. But I was wrong, and I'm very happy to admit that. He's by far my favourite of the modern era.
Oh, he removed all doubt of him as the Doctor in his first episode.
The first episode's great. Even fish fingers and custard, like which would ordinarily be like an irritating little side scene, you made that kind of fun.
I think I even tried that dish at some point.
I remember Greg's did a promotion a year after where you could get fish fingers and custard. It might be nice. I imagine it's just like vanilla flavored fish.
Yeah. If I have fish fingers, I'd rather have them in a sandwich or something because I'm fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had fish fingers since I was a little kid, actually.
I had some maybe a few months ago. Just every so often, you're like, "Oh, I haven't had these in a while." Like turkey dinosaurs. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Actually, I saw those the other day, and I defy anybody walking past turkey dinosaurs without thinking I should get those. At least a little bit. Those and smiley faces.
I got some smiley faces a few months back as well. Just oh no, it was potato waffles.
They're nice as well. I used to get them every morning. Have them with beans or cheese or bacon or all.
I might do that for my like treat meal next week. I'll just get like turkey dinosaurs and smiley faces with beans and I know flapjack and custard.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I watch a competitive eater. I don't know why. I think I just really like the look of food in competitions. It always looks so delicious. But he's like an English guy, and he's very good. He's like one of the world's best. He won the hot dog eating competition, the world famous one. But anyway, he did one of just nostalgic meals, so all the smiley faces and all the turkey dinosaurs. He was dead happy to do it. And when he got to the dinosaurs, he even looks at the camera and was like, it's one of those things that's better in memory. So I'm a little bit begrudged to get some just to not like ruin the memory a little bit.
Oh. Man, I'm really tempted now. I might do that.
Do like a competitive thing if you want to get loads.
I was thinking about maybe doing something competitive, mine, but
what, spice one?
Yeah, like especially since we can actually use OBS to kind of record both ourselves now. I was thinking maybe to do another spice challenge, like order one of those things.
Yeah, I think I might be better on the spice than I was on the Curry Hell challenge. If you've not seen that, I don't know if it's still even online.
Do you know what? I don't even think it exists anymore, sadly. Because I did delete it from. Well, I did delete the original channel it was on. But I have backups of everything except I think that. I've tried looking for it, and it seems to have disappeared, sadly.
That was painful, mind. But I think I've had since definitely spicier challenges, which I failed harder at, definitely.
Yeah.
But I've had like a lot of spicy food recently, and I think I've been building it up a bit. Especially the Christmas just gone, a friend of mine got a lot of spicy sauces. And I also got, this is without even knowing this, the advent calendar I had was just world's hottest chilies.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've actually got like ghost pepper chili and all sorts of stuff. And the one I made.
Nuts?
Oh, no. I had that crisp. But apparently the nut is like a bullet. You can feel it going down.
You know what? Hey, if you're willing, I might order some. We could do that at some point.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. The crisp did it as well, to be honest with you.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember. I don't even know if I made it for 5 minutes because I think I forgot to start the timer or something. If I didn't make it 5 minutes, I made it close. It's just I couldn't remember what the time was.
Yeah, like you would have made the 5 minutes.
I would have, yeah. I'm not like trying to boast. I would have made it. It's just I didn't like start the counter when I first put it in, so I just totally lost track of time.
Oh, I was quite good at it. I didn't make a video of mine, but we were Facebook messaging a friend who was also doing it at the time, who I'd not seen since the start of the first lockdown. So, but I did manage to do the 5 minutes. My friend who also did it got a bit of the dust in his eye, though.
Oh God, that would have been the worst.
Oh yeah. immediately it was just bright red. Like, but I wouldn't mind doing more spice ones. The same place did like a sour challenge as well, and I
Oh
can't
shit.
help thinking that's probably easier.
Possibly. Hey, if you want, wouldn't mind actually doing it. We could do a competition on here.
Yeah. If anyone wants to see that, leave a comment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just if you've got any that were in mind, even like you think, oh, the ones that we found, because those were eBay purchases, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you mentioned in your video even where to get it. If anyone knows where to get anything better, let me know.
I'm always up to cool little challenges like that. I mean, one I did myself, which was a bit unpleasant, was the bugs one, but
Oh, that was cool. That, yeah. You said some of them actually tasted nice.
yeah, I forgot what it was. It might have been the locusts or the crickets, but it actually didn't taste too bad.
Yeah.
Just dry. Like honestly, the challenging thing, it wasn't what they're eating, knowing what they're eating. It was just the texture was so fucking dry, especially if you were downing a glass of them, like I was for some stupid reason.
Oh God, yeah. But they were salted in that though, weren't they? And
Yeah, and
preserved or something.
the texture, like as someone who keeps like inverts anyway, when bugs do die, they kind of naturally dehydrate super fast, so they tend to just be dry anyway.
Mm. No, I'd definitely be down for something like that, mind you. I wouldn't mind doing a restaurant one now that they're open again.
God,
Um,
I don't know if I want to do this, but stupid passage of time and stupid confidence is telling me to go to Rapalli's again to do the curry hell.
they're gone.
Are they
I've,
gone?
yeah, yeah. I was well last time on my way back. I remember fondly
Mm.
the Curry Hell Challenge. And it's not there anymore. I would have loved to have done like a see if I could finish it now sort of thing.
I wonder if there's another
Um,
one we could go to.
the one I will outright refuse to do is the one I tried with again the same friend. Was the Man versus Food one,
Mm.
and it was the spicy chicken wings. They mostly, I think it was because of the. You remember the Rupali's one? I can actually remember the taste. It tasted nice. It was just insanely hot.
I remember the
Um,
high from it.
yeah, but this it did not taste nice. It was definitely like an extract of rather than the actual pepper.
Yeah.
So it was pure. It was just oh, and because what we did was we thought it'd be clever. We'd strip the chicken wings.
Mm.
We let the judges say, right, that's stripped enough, cool. So we're left with nothing but the sauce and the meat. And we had to wear gloves. You had to, and we had to like make sure it was nowhere near your face
Mm-hmm.
because this one it was the one above Ghost chili, I think, Scorpion,
Yeah, yeah.
Carolina, something or other. So handful bite. At that point, I knew there was no way. It was immediate, and I think I took a couple more, and I think my friend did a bit better. Even nah, it wasn't happening that one. That was just pain. I think it was because I don't think you were allowed to drink as well,
You definitely
which is
weren't
it.
during the curry hell, or oh no, you could drink, but that was it.
Yeah, which I think was is kind of a dumb rule if you're doing something like that, and also quite dangerous.
Mm.
Um, but fuck, nah. The Rupali's one, I think you just weren't allowed to use the bathroom where.
No, and I did, which is what disqualified me. Because honestly, if I wasn't sick, I could have done it.
Yeah, we were both of us actually. We were really close. Sadly, the video is not there anymore for you to see. But I think
From
I
what
had
I
all my
remember,
chicken
the
gone.
video actually, I think the battery died, so I didn't even get like our last minutes anyway on there. So
We were there a while. Luckily, it wasn't a timed one, which the chicken wing one was. You had like an hour. One of the other challenges I tried, they don't do it anymore, was Zaptista did a burrito challenge.
all right.
And obviously, I love burritos anyway, and I love Zaptista as well. So it's a nice advert for them. And it was basically it's triple burrito. You have to eat it in 20 minutes. And I was really close, and I was gutted. I was so upset I didn't manage it. I've seen competitive eaters do it, and I've seen competitive eaters that are stick thin do it in like 5 minutes.
That's probably the only thing I couldn't do. I'm kind of up for doing like spice and unpleasantness challenges. Quantity not so much because I kind of know what makes me sick. And
Yeah,
usually a large amount of food at once. I don't know if it's just like a the way my stomach is, I just cannot like eat like a ton at once without like being ill.
I could probably do a steak challenge
Mm.
because that just goes down quite easy. I say that, but the steaks they give you are quite obscene. I've
If
noticed.
it wasn't, I mean, if it's not timed and you were allowed to take your
Maybe
time over it, I reckon I probably could. But if it was like you have to like eat this straight away, I'd probably just give up.
that they're rarely not timed though these
Yeah.
days. So, but no, I am spice maybe, and it would even depend.
Mm.
Maybe don't go to a chain restaurant. Go to somewhere like Rupali's, which was family owned, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember you could even buy the sauce, and now knowing that's closed, I'm kind of gutted I never bought like a bottle of the sauce on its own.
yeah, I think he said it wasn't quite because there was a secret ingredient in
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it wasn't exactly the same, but it had most of it in it.
Yeah, that would have been a nice way to practice.
Mm. My partner's actually all admit. Well, she's ordered herself some sauce. It's merchandise. It's there's some artists that she likes, and they released this special brand of like hot sauce. 'Cause it's like a
Mm,
reference to their music video or something.
nice,
But they don't like hot food, so I guess everyone is going to be trying it. But it's called a zombie. And
nice.
I think it has ghost pepper in it, from what I remember from the description. So that might be interesting.
It's not a nice taste in spice that one, mind you, as well.
Yeah.
But it's good for practice again. I suppose
That'll probably be on their channel if we actually film anything. So
that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Just trying to think as well because there was one thing I wanted to pre-order, which was a bit that reminded me of it. Robert England released a brand of coffee.
really,
Yeah, and just the idea that Freddy Krueger gives you something that keeps you awake. I just thought that's brilliant. I need some, but it's dead expensive though, so I might not.
I want that now.
Yeah, just it sounds cool. I think Freddy's on the front of it as well. I just like the idea that Freddy's like selling coffee, but it turns out it's decaf, so it puts you to sleep.
I'm a huge coffee drinker as well. I kind of limit myself because I can drink a lot of coffee, and I'm one of those weirdos who actually likes the taste of coffee.
Most people seem to. I only like sadly high quality coffee. So I got myself a French press, which is what you would need for this coffee anyway,
Nice.
for the Robert England one. And I got this beautiful hazelnut one, which was really expensive, but I'll drink the entire French press a day and need to cut back on it, I think.
God, I was kind of tempted to get like a cafetiere sometime soon and just get like the whole thing just to press in and then just like sip that through the working day.
Yeah, that's kind of how I go about it. I'm not big on coffee, so I don't know if I'm being stupid. I thought a French press was the thing where you push the thing down and it
It might
filters
be. It
through.
might be. I know it's called a cafetiere. It might be called a French press as well.
I genuinely don't know. So I'll go with more what you said, to
I
be
mean, that
honest.
sounds right. You press it, and I'm pretty sure cafetiere is a French word, so that's probably what it is.
Probably the same thing when I think about it. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. But I'll drink it before it goes cold as well because it does drop quickly.
I'm kind
So
of.
I'm fucking dying like flying. Sorry, dying until 12, and then after that, I just want everyone to go home.
My ritual for drinks is I will brew 4 cups in the morning at once. I got a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and 2 flasks of tea. Now the 3 flasks of tea, they're all from the same tea bag, so it's not all like super strong. It's just to kind of keep me going and to like make sure I've always got a hot drink there. And then at lunchtime, I repeat the process. So by the end of the day, I've had like 2 cups of coffee and like 6 weak teas. So if we're talking like caffeine amounts, it's probably not as bad as it sounds.
True.
But I
Good
need
for
it.
water intake, I guess, as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the tea and coffee is like a dehydrating agent, but I don't have it with me, but it is usually here. I've got one of those huge, like the gym bottles, which are like 2 liters.
Yeah.
I've got one
Yeah,
of
I've got
those,
one
and
of
I have
those.
at least one of them, like while I'm working a day.
Yeah, damn. You must live in the bathroom.
I kind of do. Like, we've got like 2 breaks a day and lunch, but I usually end up like taking 6, like usually a couple of like private breaks just to pee.
I don't know, right? And I'm not inferring anything now, we love our current jobs.
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
one of my older jobs, I was, well, I won't even name it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would work 12 hours, just so I would have an extra day off. And it was fine. It was awesome. You got 3 breaks and your lunch.
Yeah.
So, which is fine for that amount of time. But what I would also do is on purpose drink as much tea, coffee, and water just so I could have a break because it was on the phones, and I just wanted a breather. And for some reason, I just couldn't lie about it. I had to
Yeah.
like really be using the facilities. So I'm not suggesting you're doing that, but that's what I used to do because I'm not a nice person.
Mm.
It seems that.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've pulled a sickie, mind. I haven't done it in my current job, so
Yeah.
when I have in the past, it was a long, long time ago. But it was like I'd call up saying, "Oh, I feel sick," and I feel so like run down. I've got like no energy. I've been vomiting. I've got a headache. There's just something wrong with me. The part of the information I'll leave out is the fact I was purposely drinking all night and not sleeping, but I still have those symptoms.
Well, that's fine. What I never understand are those people that call up to tell their bosses, because somebody did that in my current job.
Yeah.
Now I'm a bit higher up now, so I get to hear all of this. They called in to say I'm not coming in because I'm hungover.
Oh.
So they're obviously not with the business anymore. Idiot. If it's self-inflicted, there was other reasons why. That's not the only reason, but that was just like the last straw. Like, you're an idiot. No, I think this was like the 4th time he'd done it that month, though.
That happened in my job recently. Like my manager was giving me some feedback. Now this wasn't me. This was another member of staff. Who he mentioned. He didn't mention who the staff was, but he was asking someone else about like why they weren't taking calls at a certain time, and apparently they just said, "Oh, I was on my Xbox." Why would you fucking say that?
You could literally say anything else. Oh, the internet was down. Or like,
Yeah.
idiot. The best one I had was we both worked in a not at the same time really, but it was like a sales environment.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was during that place, so you know what I'm talking about. Somebody called in to say that they can't come in because they can't find their mobile phone. They're calling in on their mobile phone.
Fuck hell.
So they didn't last either. One, that's not a good enough reason, even if you can't find your mobile phone and you've called in on another person's phone. You go to work.
I think I once called in late because I lost my keys. Now, living on my own, it was a bit more of a serious thing because, I need them to get in the fucking house.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that. And I suppose nowadays, mobile phones, I mean, back then they were kind of the same, I suppose.
Yeah.
Might have your bank deals and things on them, I guess. But if you had it, I mean, he clearly had it. He called in on it. That's why the number came through. But even if he didn't, he would have had it up until a point anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's such a stupid excuse. Or those people that feel it's okay to not come to work because the football's on. I've used that excuse anyway, especially in that place that we're talking about there, the sales environment, because everyone loved football. And they're like, look, you can come in the afternoon because the match is on. All right. Was I fuck watching the football? Like,
God,
I've slackened a little bit on my hatred towards football, I'll be honest with you. I used to really despise it.
Yeah,
but now
I suppose I just don't hate it. I was kind of talking about this with my partner actually recently. I just kind of don't like team sports because, I don't know, it just doesn't feel personal, like the same investment. Whereas like combat sports or something like CrossFit, where you're following like an individual who's like training and really pushing themselves, I find that easier to get into.
Yeah, because you can't really you can root for a team, but you can't. There's no one winner, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, if it was a free-for-all, those 22 players all trying to score goals for themselves, that might be a little bit more interesting.
It's just a gladiatorial game.
You see, I would legitimately love something like that. Maybe not with the murder, but yes, with the murder, it would be kind of fun. Just people on death row do it.
Why not? I can't think of any like moralizing reason not to. I suppose.
You can give if it's like a bunch of murderers or something. You can give the money that they make on that advert to the victim's family.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
why
it'll be
not?
interesting as hell. Like,
Yeah, give all the proceeds to them. I don't
my
know, I don't know
oh, go
why,
on.
but I was thinking about this like recently. You know, what would I do if I did get like a life sentence in jail or something? Because at that point, your
Game
life's
over, really.
kind of fucking over.
Yeah, literally. Are those people that get like 15 life sentences? You think even with good behavior, and if you were to show, because with one life sentence, you might still get out after
Yeah.
a long time. 15 life sentences, you might as well just kill them.
As long as they were back to back and they weren't like to be served concurrently, because I don't know why that's a fucking thing that exists.
That's bizarre. Yeah. Yeah. Must be rare, though, that sort of sentence.
Shockingly not. I watch a lot of true
Really?
crime on YouTube because it's just something that we'll watch, and it's nuts. Like how often concurrent sentencing is like a thing. It's like, okay, 2 life sentences to be served back to back. So what? 1 life sentence then, effectively.
Yeah.
So they can still get out after what, 15 years potentially.
That's mental. But for me as well, like I enjoy my freedom too much. I think 15 years in prison, that would be it for me. I wouldn't. I don't think I could cope in that environment. I am a bit of a pussy, I guess.
God, I'd either have to turn to religion or kill myself. That's probably the only options.
Yeah, or just go completely off the handles in any sort of shape or form. Like, I don't know. I
Become
don't
the
know.
biter.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
only
the
admit
one that
he's the biter.
he's also not going to get out early.
God, it's like when it's like when people who are in jail for like multiple life sentences, just kill another inmate. It's like, what are you going to do to punish them?
Yeah, exactly. Mhm. Make it slightly less comfortable in this already incredibly uncomfortable environment.
Yeah.
I don't think they care
Oh.
at that point. And I'm not a huge advocate for the death penalties and things like that. I think there's a place for it, though.
Mm.
Like, clearly there is, and there's a need for it in certain instances. Somebody who's got like 10 life sentences, kill him.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm kind of in the middle. I'm not necessarily anti-death penalty, but I don't think it should be like used as much as it is in some instances.
yeah,
I think you just have to be like 100% certain to the degree where like
there is no doubt.
there's
Yeah,
witnesses, there's forensic evidence, and the person themselves basically bragging about it. So
yeah. Yeah, you need absolutely no shadow of a doubt, because even if there's any sort of conjecture whatsoever, there's that chance, isn't there, really?
I mean,
And where do you go from there so that the person that pushes the button, or whatever you want to call it these days, the executioner, are they then a murderer of a potentially innocent person? Not to get heavy.
I've probably brought this up a little while ago when the series The People versus O.J. Simpson was out and when I first saw it on Netflix, but I'll just put my cards on the table. Yeah, I think O.J. Simpson did commit those murders, but at the same time, I can kind of get why the jury voted not guilty, because there's just that like tiny bit of doubt, and it's in cases like that. If there's reasonable doubt, you're usually advised to put like not guilty, because there is that chance, even if you do think he probably did it.
Yeah, and obviously Chewbacca does live on Endor with the Ewoks. It does not make sense.
Oh God, I forgot all about that. Johnny Cochran on South Park.
Yeah. I quite like, because I've been going back through them as well. It's the Butters episode where his mother is tried to kill him, and they think he's dead at this point. But then the other people, so O.J. Simpson appears.
Oh, in the Ramses.
Yeah, it's just like people would see us in the streets and just think, "You murderer! You did it! You murderers!" And it's like close up on them looking kind of shifty.
Yeah.
Like, confess, you liar, murderer! Uh, the one I watched today was the one with the guy who does the cold reading.
Oh shit, John Edwards.
That's him, yeah. And
Scumbag.
South Park, yeah. South Park and Trey Parker and Matt Stone have always said that, they do joke about a lot of celebrities and things, but it's always with a little bit of love there. So even with OJ and things, they even say there is reasonable doubt. They understand why people voted, went with that verdict. Where with him, they've got no remorse whatsoever. They call him the biggest douche in the universe. That's exactly what he is. He's just a scumbag.
I hate psychics, man, especially mediums.
Yeah, I mentioned that in my other podcast actually this week. That because I write for a London newspaper called Psychic World, and I'm the skeptic, so I'm the one everybody kind of makes fun of, like, oh, a resident skeptic will never understand this. So I understand it fine. You're just a liar. Like, there's no two ways about it. But I get when people, I'll always say this, I get why people process death in that way, because they want comfort. That's fine. That's beautiful. If you've seen something and you believe it, that's great. I've never seen something, so I can't believe it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'd love to see something. No, I'll get that out of the way. Mediums, on the other hand, are all liars.
Yeah.
And they're pulling on your heartstring, and they're capitalizing on your loss. They're the scum of the earth, in my opinion.
God, dude, fuck, I don't even think I mentioned this video. I saw it fairly recently as well. I can't remember if it's Huff Paranormal or some other prick who does, like, talking to the dead videos on YouTube. I'll throw it up here if I find it. But he said he contacted the spirit of fucking Randy.
Of Randy?
James Randy.
Oh, fuck off, man. That's just to insult him. Yeah. Insult a man while he's dead. Like, what a hero that guy is, eh?
God,
just gonna get my charger.
He was a big loss, because we need more people like that in the fucking world.
Yeah, do you know he introduced Penn and Teller to each other?
Really?
That's cool. On his own show with Bill Bixby. I'm just getting my charger because it's about to die.
Oh yeah, fine.
But I used to love that show. It was repeats when I was watching it, because I think it came out mid-80s. Yeah, I was born late 80s. But Bill Bixby, David Banner, of all things, he hated mediums. He used to debunk them all the time, and he used to get into a lot of trouble with them. So a medium would try to do a cold read, and he'd just point out what they were doing. He was like, all right, you're clicking the table with that device you've got there. There's somebody hidden behind that curtain. And one of them, like, tried to go for him once, which is just funny as fuck. Imagine if he just turned into Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno, sorry.
That would have been
funny. I'm going to have to hold this now. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. Oh, speaking of dickhead celebrities, Lou Ferrigno is one of those who's just apparently really acerbic at conventions and just is like just there for the fucking money. He does not care about people or fans.
Apparently that's kind of a recent thing now, though.
Yeah.
Because like during the Hulk days and 90s, he was fine. I don't know, because I've seen geek fans. I don't know how much of that's resentment or being pushed, if you know what I mean, because fans can be fucking demanding.
That is true. It's been a while since I was at a con, but yeah, you see things.
Yeah. It was the time I actually met Robert Englund as well. I wanted him to do me like a promo at the time, and he did one because it was fine and it was easy. And if he'd said no, that would have been it. I would have been like, that's fine, thank you.
Yeah.
Before I got to him, there was a guy there who, and his autograph to get it was like 40 quid. He had fucking books full. Oh. He was there for ages, and you could see him just sort of like, oh, there's another one. Like, I think he actually says at one point, like, it's just, fuck me, he must have spent a fortune. But you know exactly what it is he's going to do with that, though, as well.
Sell it.
Yeah. Some people in conventions now will limit you to 3.
It's like it's like one of the last ones I went to, which was like the one in Newcastle where it was Carl Weathers, and the fucker in front of me just had all these like figures from like Predator and Rocky. He was just a bag full of shit he was getting signed.
that he was going to sell the next day,
Yeah.
almost certainly. And they hate that sort of thing as well. Like, I never want to be that type of fan.
No, I mean, of course, you kind of take up with a fucking guy's time because he's signing. But me, just hello, honor to meet you, handshake, photo. Nice.
I was chat to them a little bit. If there's a queue behind us, it'll be a short chat, just because I kind of like interacting with, because I'm there to see them, and they get that, and that's cool. And there was a few times it was when I met Summer Glau, even actually. I always make the joke because I really did fancy her at the time as well, especially it was very obvious, and I did begin kind of like cringy probably, but I was sort of chatting as well, just like, the first thing I saw of Firefly was Serenity, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just loving it. She was like, "Oh, I had a blast making that movie." And I said, "Well, I can see there's a huge queue, so I'm going to leave you to it." And she went, "No, just stay for a little while." And that sort of thing is kind of cool. Like, where others I've heard, there's certain Buffy members that our mutual friend just dismissed him entirely. He tried to talk to her, and it was Anya, I think it was, she played.
Yeah, I know the one you called, but I just can't remember the actress name.
Amber Benson?
That was Tara, I think.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm bad with names. But yeah, she was a complete tool.
I haven't seen the show in forever. I've been... It might be due a rewatch, but I don't know if the nostalgia will hold up.
I started watching Series 1. It kind of does, actually.
It'll probably be a bit like when I watch like some Star Trek. Sometimes it'll be kind of like a time capsule of like what the things were at the time.
I think you probably get more nostalgia from the likes of Smallville or Farscape or something, just because they're better shows. To be honest with you,
Farscape's definitely due a rewatch. I keep telling like my partner about it and like how cool it is, and I'm probably just setting them up for like disappointment. But
I think I did the same.
Farscape.
Yeah, I went on and on about it, and then when I finally put it on, wasn't impressed. They're wrong because it's amazing. Yeah, you should all watch it. And every time Scorpius comes on, it's like, oh, that's that gimp.
Yep. Everyone's
ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. That's kind of in a way the point though as well.
Yeah.
Right, but okay.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. Just comment.
Yeah, it's part of the character himself. I mean, yeah, it's not so much explicitly said in the writing, but Scorpius does have his sexual side, which is not at all hidden. It's part of his character, and
yeah,
as someone who was in constant pain throughout their existence.
Exactly. I think the design's brilliant, to be honest with you. Henson Workshop at its best, probably.
God, speaking of Farscape, actually, and conventions, Virginia Hay, she was awesome. Like, we've both spoken to her.
She was one of the best, like, meets I've ever had. She was class. Speaking of the Henson Workshop as well, we didn't actually mention that the Batman suit in Batman was Henson.
Yes, I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. Well, my dad had the honour when he was at university to go to the Henson Workshop in London, and the Batman suit that Michael Keaton wore was there. He wasn't allowed anywhere near it, but he did get to see it. It was just on display in like one full thing, the cowl and everything. It looked so cool. Apparently, Michael Keaton's quite tall. It's probably the ears.
Damn, I'm trying to think. Yeah, we didn't really watch anything for this week, so we're just kind of having a chat.
Yeah,
I did watch Brightburn literally just before coming on.
We could do like a 15-minute on that. I saw it a while back, but I remember
there isn't actually a whole lot I have to say about it. It was
fine. I was going to say that's kind of a reflection of the movie in itself. It's a movie that exists.
I think the most shocking thing about the movie is I'm amazed that they weren't fucking sued by Warner Brothers for doing Superman in everything but fucking name, essentially.
I did hear they were caught in hot water, to be honest.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah. Like, even the ship and everything is just like, Okay.
Yeah, I was getting so many like Smallville flashbacks 'cause it's almost the setting is almost the exact same. In case no one's like immediately knows what we're talking about, Brightburn's this kind of horror movie from 2019. Basically, it's Superman essentially, but like as a child, and he's evil
Yeah.
and discovering his powers, and it's a horror movie. And sad thing is, the premise probably sounds more interesting than it actually was.
Do you know, it was my partner actually, when we watched it, had the best thought. The reason for that is because that idea is a good idea if that whole movie was about 5 minutes and the rest of the movie was him as an adult. That would have been much better.
That, yes.
So he's probably got a job at the Globe, let's say, because it is just going to completely rip it off.
The map.
The Atlas sword.
Yeah.
But he's fooling everyone that he's the mild-mannered, nice guy. Yeah, he's the world's greatest supervillain. That would have been kind of nice, rather than the world's greatest superhero. Or even just like, I don't know, he's starting fires to then put them out and get accolades or stuff like that.
That would have been interesting, because there's people in real life who have done that. You know, just regular mortals have like started fires and like just been committing their own crimes to come around and be a hero to solve.
I was watching, this is last night actually, I was watching a video of, there was a squirrel having a seizure.
Ooh.
And it was horrible to watch. It was just like, it was probably like fidgeting and things. And these people managed to, like, they picked it up after, stroking it, making sure it was fine. It passed out. Like, fed it water through a syringe, and then put like figs and stuff around it, and it recovered. And then they let it out the next day, so they didn't keep it forever and things like that. So it was like one of those heroic "we saved an animal" videos. Somebody pointed out in the comments, and it got me thinking, why was your first instinct to start filming? Like, why did you, because the whole thing, it wasn't halfway through. And somebody else pointed out the drug that you could use to put in the nuts that you give to a squirrel to induce seizures. So this guy might not have been the hero that he was made out to be. And if that's the case, just to get a video and a bunch of likes, you're the worst type of person.
There's unfortunately channels that are almost entirely devoted to that. I was watching a video recently about them, and a few of them are like kind of East Asian channels where it's like dog rescues, but it's suspicious because it seems to be the same people and what looks like the same dogs needing to be rescued in different circumstances. And yeah, they're literally doing it for advertising clicks. They're actively putting animals in danger and abusing them for all that.
That's horrible.
Like, we watched like a dog rescue video the other night. It was like supposedly a puppy that followed this couple home. Kind of sweet, had like the sweet music, and the subtitles is like, oh, he wouldn't leave us alone, and oh, he was covered in dirt. And it might have been a genuine video, but all that was in my head was like, oh, this could well be fucking staged like those other ones.
Yeah. I mean, my first instinct wouldn't be to start filming. I don't think I would have caught it on film. I might have wrote about it and said, oh, I saw a squirrel having a seizure, or I found a dog in a bin. And pictures after it recovered, maybe. It's ridiculous. But on a similar sort of vein as well, we'll get back to Brightburn, I imagine.
Yeah, of course.
A similar sort of vein are those really fucking cringy prank videos that I'm seeing. There's one guy specifically I'm thinking of, and you might know what I'm on about. Curly hair. He's got a beautiful blonde girlfriend, and he does magic tricks as well as pranks, and they're so staged. Like, oh my god, it is awful. One of them, he filled cement in a punching bag. So him and his friend put cement in a punching bag,
right,
and then put vinegar in a bottle of Gatorade. And this guy comes into the gym. One of the other guys is hiding but filming it as well. And this guy's doing all these warm-ups and then shadow boxing right next to the punching bag, which you wouldn't naturally do. You just punch the bag.
Yeah.
Hits once. By the way, it was like within 5 minutes. so it wouldn't have solidified. Broke his hand, obviously, took a drink of the Gatorade. One of the best things it was in the comments, somebody had screenshot this guy who was hiding while filming it in the reflection of the window, clearly with his phone. Like, it's like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Oh, I forgot who these cunts are. I don't know if they were brothers or just like two best friends, but they were filming these fucking obnoxious prank videos. This was our prank. Anyway, they were kind of genuine, I think, because there's moments where they go really fucking wrong, and those are the best things that happen. Like, it was one where he kind of walks towards this like group of 4 women, and this fucking chucklehead dickhead friend was like behind, holding melons, and he's like looking their directions, going, "I'd like to hold your melons," and obviously that's fucking nasty, saying that to like a load of women, and then it was like points and goes, "Hey, look, he's got melons."
Yeah.
They tried that with this couple of like another woman and her boyfriend. Then he found the same thing. And like, what happened was the boyfriend just fucking popped him.
Good. You deserve it.
He was like, "Oh, it's just a prank." I don't give a shit.
Yeah. One of the best ones was on a Chills video of all things. It was a Halloween special one. This guy was going to prank people, and it was when pranks go wrong. And he's wearing a mask, and he jumps out in front of this guy as he's walking home. He's just got his hood on, hands in his pocket, headphones on. He jumps out in front of this guy with a clown mask on. The guy pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
That was fucking class. It's like, it's just a prank. It's just a prank. He didn't care. Well, you wouldn't at that point.
Remember the
But I don't.
Remember the creepy clown thing from a few years back?
Yeah.
There was also a subgenre of videos that were kind of memed as black people hate clowns, and it was fuckers trying to do the creepy clown thing like in the neighborhoods. And these other guys just not taking it at all, like just chasing the fucker down, beating his ass.
Honestly, I was looking for one. If one of them was in my garden, I would have beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Just to prove a point more than anything. I would have done the time I probably would have had for their prank. Do you know what I mean? So fucking dumb.
God.
But yeah, Brightburn.
Yeah, back to other shit.
Actually, one last thing on the prank thing that I never understood was that those, I like sometimes at Halloween time, especially when I did I did a thing at work and I was dressed as Michael Myers, and I've got a screen accurate Michael Myers, and I thought it'd be nice to wear it and walk home from my bus stop, which I did, and that's fine. And like, it freaked out a couple of people. Someone wanted a photograph, and that's kind of cool because it was around Halloween time. What I don't get are those people that will jump out in front of people holding either a fake or a real knife or chainsaw or something. And then it's supposed to be this hilarious video that, they were so scared when they weren't in any danger at all. They don't know that at the time.
No.
So if you're coming at them with a knife, they have no idea. They're genuinely scared for their lives, which isn't nice at all. If you get the shit beat out of you for that or stabbed with your own knife, you kind of deserve it. Because that's the first thing I would do.
Especially in the States, if someone had like a concealed carry, shot you, it would have been, totally fucking justified.
But that guy would do time for shooting him.
Yeah. For
this retard with his fucking gun in his hand, like. But anyway.
Back to Brightburn. I feel like I was a bit critical of it. It wasn't like a bad film. It just wasn't like particularly good.
And I think it's the kid thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if we're breaking it down, yeah.
I kind of did like. I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, a lot of movies have done what was Superman bad. I mean, even recently, it was a subject in Invincible as well. Like, what if the Superman character is the villain? So it's not like terribly original. But I like it that it wasn't just like the kid was a bit of an asshole. It was like was clearly on his way to becoming a serial killer, even without the powers. It's just, oh shit, he also has superpowers now.
Yeah. There's some nice visuals. If I remember rightly, someone's trying to get into a house and you can see him behind her, like in the distance, and then he just zips and she's gone. Oh, that was cool. But it would have been better. It's the kid thing. I don't like kids in horror, first of all. Or in general, I guess.
It was just, a bit predictable as well. Like, pretty much everything beat by beat, I kind of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And like the spaceship, like he cuts himself on it. It's like, okay, well that's going to come up later. Obviously, she's probably
Yeah.
going to use a piece of that to try and stab him, and it's exactly what fucking happened. Spoiler warning, by the way.
Well, yeah, yeah. It's another one of those things as well. It's probably better than the likes of Thunder Force.
Yeah,
I mean, being stabbed in the balls with your own teeth is probably a bit better than watching it. But anyway,
I mean,
mind you, I've got a story about that as well.
at least the people behind Brightburn like kind of know Superman. At least some of the basic iconography.
That's it.
Now that
That's the
said, I would
difference.
be shocked if they have not at least watched Smallville, because apart from obviously Clark being a good guy, this could have just right up been like a rip from Smallville, like the farmhouse, the barn, the spaceship, everything.
So, I think if they ever do anything like this again, it would be nice, because at the moment they're going to do there's a what if story, and it's up in the news and everybody's kicking off about it because it's a black Superman.
Yeah.
But it is actually based on a comic series, which fair enough, that's cool. It's like a what if sort of thing. I get it, whatever you want to do. If they did that with Superman specifically, so what if Superman was evil, might be interesting.
Yeah.
Or Bizarro Superman, do that.
Or even like what they did with Injustice, where they just had Superman just pushed way too far.
Yeah.
To the point
That'd
where
be kinda cool.
he doesn't like instantly switch to become evil, but he becomes just more and more extreme and just more and more kind of corrupt over time.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh God, talk about the new thing. I'm kind of bothered by the Black Superman, because it's not that they're doing Black Superman necessarily. It's they're doing Black Clark Kent.
Oh, are they? Because
Yes.
he wasn't Clark Kent in that comic
No,
as well.
no, they're not going with Val Zod. They're not going with any of the other sort of black incarnations and versions of the character. They're literally gonna race swap Clark Kent.
Right, okay.
And do you know what? I've heard almost no one happy about that.
No.
Because you've got
I'm
people
not
who
happy
don't
about
like
that, to be
shit
honest.
anyway, but then you've also got people who maybe are a bit more social justice-y, but also like their comics, and they're like, well, why aren't you doing Val Zod? Why aren't you doing Steel?
That's insulting to everybody.
Yeah.
Not just one or the other. It's literally just insulting to everybody. So it's very inclusive.
And I don't think I mentioned it, but the Snyder Cut of the Justice League was originally supposed to have John Stewart in, the Black Green Lantern. And like they wouldn't let him put him in because apparently they have plans for him, which, knowing fucking Warner Brothers, they're just gonna balls up anyway.
Yeah, that's so dumb. Oh man, no, DC, they Warner Brothers mostly, I suppose, just don't really know what to do with DC. On a lighter note, I have finished my series of Superman vs. Alien.
Oh, how was it in the end?
Honestly, it was kind of boring, to be honest.
Really?
I hate to say it, yeah. Mostly because Superman, for some reason, at this point, he mentions in the main thread, because it's technically canon, weirdly, this story as well. He had just killed something or done something where he was pushed to have to kill. And apparently that was the first time. So throughout all of the series, he's not killing the xenomorphs. And that doesn't sound like a bad thing, but it kind of is, especially when he does start to lose all his powers and things.
Yeah.
And the bit that you mentioned to me, even where the chest burster just gets regurgitated out because Superman can do literally everything. It just feels like out of nowhere all of a sudden. It would have been nice even for, let's say, he gets his powers back. The chest burster tries to get through, breaks its own neck on the inside, and Clark has to pass it the normal way. That may have made more sense than being kind of like, oh, that's kind of disgusting, but kind of how aliens are. Like,
yeah, they're not
like,
they're not exactly a family friendly thing.
I was surprised they did show certain gory details, like chest bursters do burst out of people and you see it, but there's not much blood in it at all. For some reason, 90s comics were either too gory or not gory at all, which is bizarre. And I think the art bothered me as well, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the kind of weird, exaggerated thing where people have like muscles that don't exist or extra bones in their faces.
Yeah. I didn't like Superman at all, which is a shame because I've read Batman vs. Alien and it's much better. But getting a hold of that now, Jesus.
I'll just tell you what, just in case it does sound like we're going off topic, because we do. I'll just quickly end like my thoughts on Brightburn.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I don't have too much to say about it. I mean, if it sounds interesting and you've got Netflix, like Netflix in the UK or a VPN, by all means, just check it out. I mean, I don't regret watching it. It's just,
Yeah.
it did nothing really unexpected. I knew the premise, like Superman was a kid, and not officially Superman and evil, and it pretty much hit every beat I thought it was going to.
Yeah, and like you say, it's clearly made by people who are fans of Superman, which is the saving grace.
One of the producers was James Gunn.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know that makes sense after seeing something like Slither?
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to rate it, what would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10? Oh, God. Honestly, I'd say even being generous, I'd maybe give it like a 6. Like, it wasn't terrible. It was just kind of average, and the actors were honestly good. Like, even the child actors. I thought they were going to do a bit more with the girl that's in it who gets her hand broken. I thought maybe she'd come back, but the scenes that she was in was really good. The kid was kind of good as well, although he played kind of deadpan, and the adult actor...
But like a psychopath, though, which is, I guess, the point. Maybe.
Exactly, and like the actors playing the adults in it were good. One of them, actually 2 of them I've seen in other things. The uncle who was killed, I don't know where I've seen him. I think it might be in Breaking Bad.
He, I know who you're on about as well, because he does a lot of voice acting as well.
Yeah, his voice is familiar, because I think he's definitely voiced some things I've heard.
He's in the remake of Final Fantasy VII as well.
He does Wedge, yep.
Yeah, you should honestly play that, by the way, when you can get a chance.
I will at some point. The mother was Elizabeth Banks, who's been in a lot of stuff, not so much recently. I think she does more behind-the-scenes stuff these days, including the fantastically flopped Charlie's Angels reboot. So, but
that came up yesterday, actually.
She's not a bad actress. She's just, like a lot of people in Hollywood, just has really stupid ideas and questionable decisions. But
I think I'd probably give it 5 out of 10. It's exceedingly average. Is the best way.
I'm just going to say 5 as well, and it's not just because I'm conforming. It honestly was just very, very average. I don't regret watching it, but I'm also probably not going to think about it again after the day.
Yeah, same. I think the only reason I ever thought about it was because when you were talking about Invincible, it reminded me a little bit of it. It's one of those films I would honestly, and I legitimately would recommend it to anybody who's got a spare couple of hours and just wants to sit back and not think about something.
Yeah.
But don't expect anything.
It's okay. I'd say if you want a better kind of deconstruction of superheroes, something like Invincible.
Oh, that's much better.
And from what I've heard, but can't testify to, like The Boys or like even Watchmen to a degree. Like a bit of a better deconstruction, and I was actually debating whether or not I wanted to watch Brightburn, just because I've watched all of Invincible recently, and I don't know if my superhero media has just been a bit down lately and a bit too questioning, and maybe I need to just get back to the more positive stuff again. But
we can. We're going to be doing your Batmans.
Yeah.
Soon. So Batman Returns and Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah, and we would quite like to revisit Reeves' Superman too.
Yeah.
And
they're about as positive as you can get, to be honest with you. I love that.
Yeah, Brightburn. Yeah, I'll agree with you. It was a 5, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like watching an action movie, but it's a horror. Don't expect anything amazing.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be sad you watched it either.
Just surprised they weren't sued, because, like, fucking hell, it's like if I made a superhero who had his parents murdered and is rich, and, I don't know, takes on the appearance of a winged squirrel.
or for instance, made a character, he's like a combination of Pikachu and Sonic, and got it published, and... What would you call something like that, though?
Pick-a-nick, I guess.
Pick-a-nick, yeah. There's no other way you could put it, really, is there?
I'm shocked if no one's done a parody of that, actually. That would be interesting.
Oh man, I'd love to. I'd love to make a version of it that was different to like enough so I wouldn't actually get sued from whoever, Nintendo and
Sega.
Sega. But like that was exactly the same as Chris Chan's idea, but got it made. I would love just to piss him off. Just more than anything. I'd love to be part of the Chris universe.
God, I was kind of tempted because I was on eBay at the time where he was actually selling the infamous pornography he drew when he was younger. I didn't have $2,000, but I suppose if I had more money to burn, it would be kind of interesting just to have just like a weird fucking artifact. But nah, I wouldn't have done that.
I imagine it's probably like really stanky and crusty though.
Well, it was actually torn up into pieces and in an envelope because apparently he tore it up and she, whatever title you want to go over. I'll just say she for the sake of
because that's what she's calling herself.
Not starting anything. But yeah, like apparently she ripped it up out of shame, but apparently not shameful enough to not sell it to strangers online and keep it around.
So at the time he ripped it up and just kept it.
Yeah.
No more.
This is probably gonna sound pretty embarrassing. I don't know if I should say this, but whatever. When I was younger, when I was a teen, I drew some things quite crudely.
I'm sure everyone has.
Let's say borderline adult things and stuff I had no experience of at the time, so whatever. But I also remember drawing that and feeling such shame that I immediately destroyed it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's gone through that phase. But that's Chris Chan all over though, isn't it? Like he seemed to hit that phase and then never get out of it.
And bear in mind, the only thing I could actually draw at the time was Simpsons characters, so it was in that style.
Fair enough. God. But yeah, Brightburn.
Yeah. Mediocre. It was okay.
Yeah, it was honestly fine. I would honestly recommend it, as I did to you.
Yeah,
but
I mean, if you can see it free as well, like the only reason I saw it was because it was on Netflix. It was on Amazon for a while, and I was thinking of paying for it. I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah, do you know? There's a film I watched on Netflix that I would probably recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, my other podcast to do is the horror podcast. This one I don't think we'll ever get to be honest with you. Not because it's a bad thing, but I'd recommend it. And if we wanted to do an episode on it at some point, we can.
Yeah.
It's called The Final Girls, or The Final Girl.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I honestly enjoyed it. I won't tell you why, and I won't give you anything else other than that I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you need any recommendations, we might have a bit of a backlog now. Do you want to put Batman on hold, or do you want to?
Yeah, do you know what? Just for the sake that we've done almost nothing but superhero media for like weeks now.
Yeah.
Put on hold, and I'll check out The Final Girls.
Honestly, I'll rewatch it tonight. Even I wouldn't mind having another watch at it, just so I know what I'm talking about.
Here's a random question as well, and we might be adding to a bit of a backlog here. But have you seen Heathers?
No.
I did when I was a lot younger. I don't remember it, but it's quite a kind of cult film and dark comedy. So I'm probably going to watch that again sometimes recently because my partner wants to see it as well. So that's also one we could think of.
Do that, yeah. Obviously, you're in control, so let me know which one you want to do for next week.
Tell you what, I'll go with Final Girls because you actually have mentioned it to me outside of this as well. I think so. Yeah.
Was it Heathers? Did you say the other?
Heathers, yeah. It's on Amazon Prime at the moment.
Cool. I'll give it a check out.
It's got Winona Ryder and Christian Slater in it.
All right, cool. I've never even heard of it. I've probably heard of it in some shape or form, but
weirdly, and this is how my partner's heard of it because she's a theater person. They made a musical out of it.
Oh, I think I know who you mean. Is it the one with Cher? If you wanna know, she did the song for it.
No, that's
the movie. That is. Oh, that Mermaids. That's fine. That's all right.
No, it's They fairly recently there was a musical version of Heathers, so that's how my partner knows about it. But I have seen it. I don't remember much of it, but I remember liking it. It's a very sort of dark comedy. So
Oh, cool. Yeah, check it
Similar,
out.
I think it's got a similar feeling from what I remember that like Death Becomes Her.
Nice. That we are doing on the other podcast that I'm part of
Oh, nice.
because
I'm looking forward to hearing that.
we've got an Instagram page that we're taking requests from people, and somebody actually put in a request for it. If you've got any yourself, I'd love to do one. I know we've got very similar tastes, so
Sure. If you want to like link that as well, I can put it down below.
yeah. Well, if I can plug for a moment, then the Instagram page is just at Podcast in the Backseat. The show itself is called Podcast in the Backseat.
Fair
Available on everything on Amazon, Spotify. The only thing it's not available on is YouTube. Weirdly, it will be soon though. I'm going to probably put it on as well.
Yeah.
But thank you for that little bit of self-indulgence.
No
Sorry.
problem. You're a busy man, and you deserve good things.
Well, we're all busy men who deserve great things.
I've been busy with DIY stuff today, so.
Duh.
Not even the actual DIY work. It was just going to, which I'm not going to dox my address, but it's in walking distance. But it's quite a long walk away, so I've spent kind of half the day going there and back.
Fair enough.
At least I got my steps in. Yeah. Again, no one probably cares, but we've both got step counters. I have like a daily target of getting 15,000 steps a day. So.
Oh, you're doing the 5th night. I'm still just 10. I got them done.
I did this thing which my partner does, which is called Race at Your Pace. It's like an online challenge thing where you can enter in challenges yourself and do like distances or like step counts, that sort of thing. Like cycling, running, walking, various options. You pay them, like you do give them some money, but if you sort of reach your goals and you can prove it with like screenshots of your stats and things, they'll send you like a medal and like a t-shirt. Actually, the t-shirt I'm wearing now is from them.
That's really cool, actually.
So I've done a few challenges of that. I did a 10,000 step, a 12,500, and a 15,000, and it doesn't actually go any higher than that unless they add another tier goal in future. So
yeah,
no,
they might do.
But yeah, I kind of stick to a standard 15,000 a day, which, to be honest, I can hit most of the time. I do a lot of it indoors, though, but usually while I'm watching something or I'm playing, sometimes I'm even on playing a game, but I'm doing doing steps.
It takes a lot of time, I've noticed, though. It doesn't really. It only takes about, to get the 10,000, I've noticed it takes about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it feels like a lot longer while you're doing it. One thing I started doing a while back, I've since smashed it up, mind you, my old bike, the exercise bike, though, not top bike. What I used to do was, when I was playing at the time Red Dead Redemption 2, whenever he was on the horse, I would have to ride the bike.
Nice. And
whenever he was walking around, I would have to do steps. And I was losing quite a bit doing it that way. But my bike was so shite that, as I say, I smashed it. It was so crap. It was a cheapy little thing, and I want a much better one.
Nice. I've weirdly started using mine recently as well, and it's been kind of just in storage for like a year. But I've started like 20 minutes of cycling onto my other exercise, so...
Yeah. I'd love a cross trainer.
I have one, but it's kind of a budget one. It's okay, but it really creaks. To be honest, my partner uses it more than I do. But I do like cross trainers. I much prefer the kind of elliptical ones you get at the gym, though.
Yeah.
They feel a bit more solid.
Yeah, you get much better burning.
Yeah.
I'm still begrudged to go back to the gym at this point. I will, but I just don't.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't even consider it until I'm actually going back to the office regularly, which I'm not at the moment.
Yeah, we might never, to be honest with you. If given the choice, we might be able to work from home.
The idea's been floated, and honestly, if the option's given to me, I'll probably take it, because I also save money, just not traveling.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
And more free time, because as soon as I log out, I'm at home.
Yeah, exactly. I really hate the public. Like, I can't be asked to sit on a bus with them. Like,
I suppose if you just go back to the steps thing, if I'm doing a kind of like a jog on the spot, I can do them in about 1 hour and a half. Like 15,000. We were watching Run Lola Run the other night, which I don't know if you've seen. It's like a quite famous cult German film.
No.
But as you can probably guess from the title, there's a lot of running, and it's weirdly kind of pumps you up a little bit.
But yeah, I know this was going to be a shorter one as well. And I probably will need to jump away. Well, now-ish, to be honest with you. I do want to thank you for putting up with me and my audio issues. To be honest, this seems to be working fine.
Yeah, the audience aren't going to see, but like I think we honestly did probably spend about 20 minutes just trying to get you on, because I'm guessing it's a Skype problem, because for some reason there's always a Skype problem.
Yeah, it's bloody pain in the arse, but we might just do this from now on, because it looks like my video quality is better. I can move around. The only thing it's doing is it's really heating up my phone.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I have long conversations like this with my family anyway, so it's what it's made for, innit? So I will thank you for inviting me in again.
No problem. It's always a pleasure to have you as usual, and yeah, a bit of a short episode this week, but combination of things, technical problems, and just being busy, and yeah. But I will watch the Final Girls in my next sort of opportunity.
I'll probably watch that later tonight, probably, because it was fun. Again, no more. Don't want to ruin it.
Oh, no problem. But I think this is episode 22, Johnny Come Lately's podcast on the Johnny Come Lately's podcast channel, and back on Manic Monochrome channel, I guess. So yeah, hope you enjoy.
Good night.
Good night.